Assalamu alaikum and welcome to An Nur the Light. Our travels take us across the country where we often find some gems. To the people of Limpopo, Ami Chaya is a household name and a living legend who has done much to uplift the local community. We bring you his story.
A Muslim's duty to humanity is to serve for the pleasure of Allah. In the town of Louis Trichardt, way up in the northern province of Limpopo, is a man who has become synonymous with service to humanity. Ami Chaya's name is spoken of in awe and wonder for all he's achieved over a lifetime of helping the most disadvantaged.
My dad really amazes me. He's been an eternal optimist ever since I'm a kid, He's never worried about tomorrow. He's been totally selfless and he's always been a philanthropist. I would always think that my dad started his good work since he retired, But the other day, a patient of mine came to me and brought a newspaper cutting from the 70s, And she said, what, your dad's been doing this work for a long time. When TVs just came out, he said he went one Christmas morning to the old age home and donated the TV to them because he was scared what would they do on Christmas, for the residents. So he's really an amazing person. I've tried to emulate him, very difficult.
At 85 years, Ami Chaya still sees his role on this earth to dispense much needed aid. While age has certainly caught up with him in physicality, it has not yet done so in spirit.
I feel I'm getting younger. I'm today 85 years old. But I feel like a boy of 25 years. I can move, I can carry on. I started about 60 years back. All my life, I've been doing this charity work. And I find it, and I'm very thankful and grateful to Almighty, has given me good health, and I must continue. This is something that you take with. Money, wealth, you cannot take with. This you can take. I've been doing it because once I do it, I find joy and happiness.
One often finds him at supermarkets in the town where he's collecting supplies to dispense amongst the poor.
I got a lot of sponsors who support me, and then I use my purse also. Sometimes it's like drop in the ocean, but yet they appreciate it and they welcome. They never forget me. They're always there. Everybody knows, when they have a dark moment, when they have nowhere to turn to, this is the door they come to, And amazing, I actually see my dad, I'll get up in the morning. Sometime I'd go to work, not see him the whole day. First time I would see him would be at Isha prayers in the evening because he's out whole day doing things for people.
The local municipality has recognized the contribution by Ami Chaya, and certificates of gratitude and acknowledgement adorn the walls.
From small, my late granddad was also, very selfless, very community orientated, and they always tell me, the best way to serve the society is by being in the medical profession. So I've had it kind of drummed into my head from a young age. My dad's philosophy has always been that the best way to serve the Creator is by serving your fellow being and the rest of creation, I even told my family, my wife, my daughter-in-law, my son, if anybody comes, knocks at the door, they want food, feed them. And then you see how successful you get. And it is true. I know for fact that once you serve somebody, Almighty looks after you.
Ami Chaya has collected many names over the years, but one that has stuck to him is the Minister of Blankets. Every year he ensures that the poor receive a blanket to ward off the cold.
I started with few blankets one day when it was very cold. So I went to some families, I gave them, and they were so happy that they say, no, it's something great that I'm doing. So I thought to myself, I must continue. And I've got so many names which they have given me. Minister of Blankets, Chaya, Agubo, lot. And I love the name.
Amichaya has become the living embodiment of service in the name of Allah. Here is a man who has dedicated a great deal of his life to help those less fortunate. Even at a ripe old age, he continues to push not only himself, but everyone around him to do the same.
I'm always fascinated by such selfless people, and Amichaya just proves that no matter how young or old one may be, you can always lend a helping hand. Don't you just love our beautiful location made with Atma natural stone? Such luxury living, stylish. Speaking of stylish, our fashion-forward brothers and sisters are up next to showcase their style in Cape Town.
Style is more of a way of expressing yourself when you walk in public. As a young Muslim female, I don't think that any Muslim should have a problem when it comes to style.
To me, your style and your fashion is kind of who you are, you know. If you feel good in what you're wearing that day, style and what you wear can really have a big effect on how you feel that day and boost your confidence.
They say that the Prophet ﷺ used to wear two thobes above his normal thobe, which would be his normal thobe as well as the jubba, as they would call it, the one above it. So this here is the Moroccan style.
I've got a white and black striped dress on. I've got black leggings on. I've got a jacket. It's a short dress, but I covered it up with a jacket. I've got my purple turban style hijab. I love accessories, I love jewelry. I've got a silver and purple necklace on, matching earrings, and I've got the leopard brown bangles, and I've also got a red bangle on as well.
Today I have on my biker jacket, and just to add like a little bit of a twist, I decided to go with like a few layers. So I added on my coat. The next thing is my jersey to add that pop of color, you know, and to go with my scarf. And then I brought back my girly side with a flared skirt. And then I went with a black tights and some boots.
For me to dress Islamically on a daily basis is not very difficult, because within Cape Town it's a norm for a Muslim to have a thobe on. He's not looked at in any different way, and neither is it difficult for youth as well to have this dress code on, because they know that this is Muslims and this is their way of life. And also for me as a student of Deen, I find it very easy, because now people, when I walk outside, people know that this is firstly a Muslim.
As a Muslim, there are so many ways to express yourself. So no one says that you can't follow the latest fashion trend. You can buy a short dress, but there are so many ways to cover up your aura. You can wear pants, you can wear a long jacket. There are many ways, so follow the latest fashion trend as long as you're covered.
Nowadays, if you go into in the shops, then everything is short, everything, the back is cut out, you know. So there's a lot of things that you have to work around. But at the end of the day, if you're really dedicated and you want to make it work, then, I mean, it's always a way.
I dress the way I do because this is the balance within Islam. This is not my normal dress code on the usual day, but every now and then to wear thobe is actually you showing about what Islam is about.
One of the best ways to create employment is through entrepreneurs, and South Africa is blessed with many. We traveled to Durban, where we spent some time with people doing it for themselves and those contributing to growing entrepreneurship in the country.
As South Africa's alarming unemployment rate rises, new efforts have turned to entrepreneurship to lead the way. Tertiary institutions, mentorship programs, and business organizations investing in creating entrepreneurs just may be the answer to addressing unemployment in the country.
I define entrepreneurship as not just as SMMEs. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. It's an innovative, creative way of doing things so that you actually add value both to the community that you serve and also to yourself. And so focusing on a mindset means having to work on people in order to inspire them to become more innovative and creative. Now, there are people who say, I don't have a creative bone in my body. I'm sorry, you can't teach me how to be creative. I disagree with that. I think that every one of us has a creative talent that has to be nurtured. Some, of course, more than others. But I think every human has a natural ability to be creative and innovative, and that needs to be inspired.
The Minara Chamber of Commerce, established in 2000, is an organization with an Islamic ethos that promotes business development and entrepreneurship in more ways than one.
The Minara Chamber of Commerce is a formally established business organization, and our youth entrepreneurship program that we've just started off is a journey that we are extending as well. We started off with the first program being an engagement with youth. So we bring in younger generation for them to tell us what their aspirations are, identify their needs, and listen to what they have to say. And the first thing that we heard from them was, we want to engage with established businesses. We want to learn from them. And so we've got established businesses, young people in established businesses as well, to come and talk with our young aspirant entrepreneurs to tell them what their life journey was. And this has been very well received by our young entrepreneurs.
The Minara Business Chamber has been very good in assisting me in being an entrepreneur. They provided me with the necessary skills and sort of facilitated my transition from being a person that works for someone else, a professional, into being an entrepreneur. And I think that was one of the main focus and guiding points from Minara. The hospitality industry in South Africa is very large. I mean, we have quite a big tourism industry. And there's a lot of smaller independent guys that are coming up. And that's where I wanted to pass on my expertise and skills to. Because a lot of people would like to be entrepreneurs, would like to provide a hospitality solution, and they just don't have the know-how. And that's where Plush Hospitality, the company that I started, comes into play. It was always a dream of mine. I think from a young age, there was always a goal in me to be my own boss. And I think that is what enabled me to take the step to become an entrepreneur.
I think the focus areas was leadership in business empowerment and collaboration, creating a platform for Muslim businesses, conscientizing them, educating them on how to do business the Islamic way. And then, of course, the second part is really entrepreneurship development. I think that's very important. If you take South Africa, for example, the only way we're going to improve the economy, reduce poverty, increase employment is really entrepreneurship development, especially amongst the young generation.
Professor Shahida Kasim has been involved in the promoting and monitoring of South Africa's contribution to creating entrepreneurs for many years. She believes that a simple change in how one approaches entrepreneurship may be the key to moving forward.
The universities across the globe are now beginning to understand that they play a critical role in what I call an entrepreneurship ecosystem. Because if you think about it, my own kind of conceptualization of entrepreneurship is that it comprises two components. One is a mindset and one is a skill set. And for too long, I think we've been focusing on the skill set. So creating courses, around the theory of entrepreneurship rather than on changing people's mindset. So in fact, what I've done is I've flipped that model. And so, I kind of started to create courses with more of a mindset focus than on a skills focus. To inspire people into thinking entrepreneurially is something that's quite important, and we're now seeing this emerge.
According to Buhari, no doubt it is better for a person to take a rope and proceed in the morning to the mountains and cut the wood and then sell it and eat from this income and give alms from it than to ask others for something.
To be an entrepreneur takes, I think, a lot of bravery. I think when I first started, there's a lot of fear into going out onto your own. I mean, you have all this knowledge, you have all these skills, you have these abilities, and you have a dream. And you want to convert that dream into something that's real and something that you can feel. And there's always that fear of the unknown and how to go about doing that. But I think as an entrepreneur, you should be able to grasp those fears and embrace them and move past them.
Entrepreneurs contribute to development in all spheres of life, and this truly is the change we want to see. Whilst there is still some way to go, South Africa certainly is on the right path.
I would like to encourage all those who are still at school to explore the world of the entrepreneur, as they are the future of the country. Our monthly events calendar is up next.
The Quest for Happiness is an amazing book that continues to transform the lives of many. This month, the Knowledge Zone will be hosting a course based on the liberating ideology of the book that combines itself with Quranic teachings. Take back your happiness and start your journey to complete inner peace by signing up today. If you're in the city of Cape Town and want to learn more about the Quran, join the Al-Quran Reading for Beginners course hosted by the Institute of Islamic Studies to start your journey of acquiring knowledge. It is never too late to start reading the Holy Quran. Now you have a great opportunity to start. The Pick and Pay Women's Hawk is a 5-kilometer hawk held in aid of breast cancer awareness. The race isn't timed, but it is a fun-filled hawk for family and friends to enjoy together. Musgrave Centre will be host to 12 rooftop night markets in 2015. The vision for the event is to create a platform where local entrepreneurs can sell their unique creations in a safe, weather-guarded and family-friendly environment. The night market will take place on the first Friday of every month in the Level 5 parking lot of the Musgrave Centre from 5 to 9:30 p.m. The opportunity for young brides-to-be to put together their perfect dream wedding. The Wedding Expo can assist you with finding the most comfortable shoes right up to the venue, catering and dress. Don't miss it in Cape Town on the 3rd and 4th of October 2015.
With summer only a few months away, I know our events calendar will be filling up very fast. This is why I'd like to urge anyone who's looking to have their community events advertised to do so very soon. Lemise is standing by with this week's recipe.
Cape Town is renowned for its seafood, and we are in beautiful Buka to meet with seafood aficionado Khalid Bulli, who's going to be teaching us how to make one of his favorite seafood dishes. Khalid, thank you so much for having me in your kitchen, but I have to ask, why seafood?
It's something that we grew up with as always being a special dish. It used to be made on special occasions only. When we go out for dinner, it's always seafood. So I thought, let's take an opportunity to cook some seafood today.
So what are the ingredients that we need to make this dish, and what is it called?
The dish we're going to make today is a blackened Norwegian salmon. The ingredients that we're going to be using today we're going to make our own Cajun spice, would be approximately a tablespoon of oregano. We're going to use about 6 tablespoons of paprika. We have another tablespoon of onion flakes. Then we have about a half a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. Furthermore, the honey, as stated earlier, we're going to use with the glazed pumpkin. We have some micro herbs. That's going to add quite a bit of crunch and flavor, and it serves as a garnish as well, not just as a garnish. The cinnamon we're going to be adding to the pumpkin. To finish off the Cajun spice, however, we have about a tablespoon of black peppercorns. We have a bit of salt, acts as an abrasive agent, as well as adds quite a bit of seasoning to the spice itself. Then we've got some thyme, and we also have some garlic powder.
So what's the first thing that we need to do?
Well, look, we're going to be making our own Cajun spice. We're going to be adding our dry spices to the mortar and pestle.
Okay.
You know, you could grind it to a very fine powder, or if you want it slightly more rustic, you can. You don't need to grind it that much.
Yeah. You're using the Himalayan salt. How much of that would you add?
A few pinches of it.
Okay.
It acts as an abrasive agent, but I do not want to have too much salt on the fish.
Okay. So would you say that's about ready now? A nice medium textured wrap?
That's right. I'm quite happy with this. And that is what we have.
Okay, so you create a bed for your salmon to almost rest in, and that's how it's going to marinate.
Yeah, just throw the Cajun spice out on a plate.
Okay.
It makes it easier for you when you do the bit of crusting of the salmon.
Okay.
I'll just firmly push the salmon down onto the Cajun spice. That is what we are looking for.
Stunning, so it's a nice sort of thick crust of spice on the top of that.
That's
And
right.
you season it on one side only.
And the means, you know, what you find is that when we do fry this fish, then with it being down in the oil, it flavors the oil. So when you do turn it around, you find that the skin side also gets quite a bit of flavor.
Okay, so we've got our salmon ready to go. And I must tell you, your spice tub is smelling absolutely delicious already. What is the next thing that we do?
I've cubed the pumpkin. I've prepared some in advance. What I'll show you now is it goes into...
So this here is your pumpkin that you've literally boiled, strained, and mashed.
Right. That's correct. Well, we're going to pop it into the oven for about 20 minutes to bake a preheated oven at 180 degrees.
Okay, so our pumpkin's warming up. We've got a skillet that's toasty and warm over here. What are we going to do now?
Add a bit of olive oil to our pan. And then we're going to add
Can I ask why you don't do it skin side first?
Well, I'm blackening the flesh side of it now.
Okay.
I'm going to be presenting the blackened side up. I'm not going to do the crisp skin as some people do.
Okay. So yum. You see, I like my salmon when it's still pink in the middle.
Me too. I told you that I would take the pumpkin out about 5 minutes before it's done to add the honey and the cinnamon.
So this is timed to perfection as well.
Yes.
So this comes out.
This comes out.
This goes in.
The fish goes in.
And now we get our pumpkin properly glazed with honey and a dash of cinnamon.
And I'll sprinkle a bit of cinnamon.
See, if the smell wasn't enough to tantalize me earlier, let me just tell you, this is pretty as a picture. You've got some serious skill going on there, Mr. Buli. But the proof, as always, is in the pudding. And you're going to join me in this, aren't you? So let's share. It's beautifully pink, still moist, but I want this sauce. Oh my God, this does not just look good. The sauce, that orange, that buttery richness, it's absolutely divine. And your blackened spices, can I officially order some Cajun spice from you?
You may.
So for the rest of you, if you're looking for me, or until next time, I'll be here enjoying my salmon. So assalamu alaikum.
That fish looked divine, and Khalid definitely knows how to prepare a good meal. Recipes are posted on our Facebook page every Monday. Be sure to visit there and find this and other amazing recipes. Until next time, I'm Mari Mukonda. Salang Hantle. Assalamu alaikum.